And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Family Arena for this MASL soccer matchup between the Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush. I'm Patrick Carroll alongside Matt Bird. And Matt, a very tough game for the Ambush last week, but they have a chance to rebound this week against the Heat, having played last night.
I think the way that the Milwaukee Waver kind of running away with this division, that you'll have to put last week as an outlier. You know, I think today's game is going to be more indicative of what the Ambush are going to face this season. It's a must-win game. I do think it sets the season up. Win today, some momentum going forward. Harrisburg played last night, so they may be a little tired, and the Ambush really have to capitalize on that.
As we're just about to get set here in Roadhouse Fountains, or rather as the two teams are about to get set. We talked to Everton before the game. You know, he saw going into this how Milwaukee played against the Ambush. The Heat are a much different story, as you just mentioned.
I think, and I mentioned this to Everton, I think our team hasn't gelled yet. I don't think they've found their feet. I think Everton's brought in a lot of players, and they've just not quite clicked. They've just not found their feet. If that game had have happened maybe in a month to 6 weeks' time, then the result may have been different. I'm not saying they'd have won, but it certainly wouldn't have been 9-2. You know, but again, they've had another week of training, they've had another week of getting to know each other, and I think this team is going to progressively get better as the season goes on, as these players get used to training with each other, get used to playing with each other. They're going to find a lot more passes, they're going to know where each other are, and let's hope that we see more of that tonight.
A big change as Everton has moved himself back to the defense. What do you think that's going to change? How it's going to change the Ambush's style of play?
Well, they've also brought in a new player in there, Clayton Padalera, and I think Everton moving backwards will give Padalera freedom of the offensive zones. I think Everton's brought his guy in, and he knows what he can do. So I think Everton's making way for a more offensive-minded player. From what he tells me, I think the Ambush crowd are really going to like what they see from Padalera. And Everton's an old head, you know, he's been there and done it. And I think that the Ambush need a steady head back there in defense.
Leo, his first game as a member of the Ambush. He was playing futsal in Brazil last year, and up to this season, he cut his season short, though, to come play for his buddy Everton, who has known him since he was 7 years old. We're just about to get set. Harrisburg will start with the ball. Once again, they played Cedar Rapids last night, fell by the score of 8-6. As we are underway here at the Family Arena. Harrisburg starting with it in their own end, gives it back to their goaltender Hugo Silva. Silva's played in both games for the Heat so far.
Like Harrisburg, and like us with Paolo, Silva, their goalkeeper, is a newbie to the team, so it's two pretty fresh goalkeepers tonight.
Once again in net for the Ambush is Paulo. He has started all 3 games for the Ambush as a long cross-field kick goes to St. Louis, who will just head it towards the net. It'll be grabbed by Silva. Under a minute into this game, and almost a turnover led to an own goal by the Heat. St. Louis rushed in on Silva, and that's going to be a foul. Silva's slow to get up.
And you can see Everton's plan again right there is pressure on the defense, pressure on the goalkeepers. Let's try and force some turnovers and try and make something happen. He was very clear before the game that Harrisburg are there for the taking, but the Ambush have to go get it.
And with Everton moving back to defense, that moves St. Louis up to the offense. Harrisburg tries to start it on the boards. They'll go cross field to the near side, knock it off the boards, trying to move forward, and they do. As they get back to the defense, that's Dos Santos. No give and go between the two. Back to Dos Santos, now off the boards. That was moved up for Kirster. Harrisburg still working in the middle. And we talked about with Everton beforehand, the pressure of the Ambush, not letting Harrisburg get anything forward.
He's looking at numerical superiority. He was mentioning that every zone he wants to have more players than the opposition. He really wants players to transition between the zones, between the lines, and at all times have a numerical advantage. You see it here, 2 against 1.
As Burko gives a pass up to Pepe. Pepe on the far side tries a shot that goes just wide of the net. As Harrisburg picks up that rebound, gives it to Silva and kicks it out of harm's way. As the ambush will let that go all the way down to their defender, or their goalie rather, Paulo. As 4 players for the ambush change. Only player that stays out is Adamson. Now here's a new kid, Pedaleira. He gets it down low. A little header, but he gets it back down low for Gibson. Gibson has a chance. Oh, he ran off the post. Now rebound by Pedaleira. And that goes over the net.
Nice turn there by Gibson. You know, straight off the post.
Now it's free toss, and he's going to be fouled by Gibson as he was heading in down the middle. And it's going to be Gibson's first foul of the day. That'll be a free kick for the Heat.
It's going to be easy to identify Gibson tonight, eh?
Well, it was last night it was easy. The other night it was easy too. He wore teal, now he's going over to the bleach.
I do like the new white shirts. I think they do look sharp and clean.
Very nice new white jerseys being premiered here for the ambush. As the Heat pressuring in the box, they try a shot that gets deflected high into the netting. So it'll be ambush ball. Looks like ambush ball. It will actually be a corner kick for the Heat.
Paulo must have got a little touch on it, you know. That might even go down as a save.
Back up top, a shot by the Heat. Just goes over the net, as that was Ricardinho with the chance. Goes all the way back for Silva as the Heat make some changes.
The Heat have come out pretty well. I mean, no hangover from last night when they lost to Cedar Rapids. I expected them to come out kind of, not lethargic, but trying to conserve some energy. But they're straight out here, putting some pressure on, giving as good as they get with the ambush in this first 5 minutes of the game.
The ambush really applying pressure to Silva early, as he was able to clear that out. Now Harrisburg picks up possession again in the corner. Being pressured hard against by Adamson. They're able to get it back towards midfield. Now on this side, it's going to be Ramos giving it back to Silva. A couple changes made by the Heat as they go give and go between Silva. No pressure yet by the ambush on Silva on that drive. So instead, he sends it all the way down into the corner. Fighting towards the middle. Shot, one save by Paulo, and he'll grab the second attempt. The ambush will restart, looking for a crossfield kick. Instead, just a touch up to Almeida in front of the penalty area. Give it up to Everton. The player coach gives a long lead pass up to St. Louis against the boards. St. Louis loses it to Tejera. Tejera is able to move it forward to Ramos. They try and get back to their defense, but good pressure by the ambush, and they're going to take over at midfield. It's Everton. Everton gives a pass down to the little corner for St. Louis. As it goes back up for Hundelt.
Good passage of play this for the ambush. Get the foot on the ball, pass it around, knock it about, get some confidence.
Nice touch over to Hernandez. Hernandez being pressured up against the boards, able to get it back at the top for Everton. He'll reset the offense. Gives it over the far side for Hundelt. Hundelt trying to cut to the inside, and still have to give it back to the defense for Hernandez, and then over to Everton in front of the Harrisburg bench. Pass goes in off the boards, tried to center it in front, but it went off a Heat player, and it'll be grabbed by Silva as he had to wait to grab that as it was floating around by his box. Now a long heave back up to midfield.
I think he kind of got lucky there. Lucky bounce, it bobbled right back to him in his box, and he could just pick it up.
The ambush had 2 men in front off that pass off the boards. Those intercepted the last second. No, Harrisburg, the slow pass almost gets it turned over. Instead, they're able to work it back to Silva. Try to get the pass up just a bit too far for Ricardinho. So it goes all the way down. Now fight for it in the corner, but it'll go loose. No foul as it rolls over to Paulo.
Come on, fans, put your hands together.
Hernandez will start it at the yellow line, gives a nice cross-field pass to Burko, and Burko will just drop it back for Paulo to reset. see Everton guiding around Paulo. Played futsal with Paulo back in Brazil.
And this is what Everton wants to see from his goalkeeper, Paulo, getting forward, using his feet. He said that Paulo's got excellent footwork. He wants him to be an extra outfield player.
He talked about this before the game. In futsal, he really liked to move up and really use his foot. He really had a big boot over in that league as they're trying to utilize that here.
I just don't think that Milwaukee allowed him to get forward last week, but we may be able to see a bit more of that tonight against Harrisburg.
It's going to be Ricardinho, 2 goals and assists last night in the loss to Cedar Rapids as he gives it back for Silva. Silva winds up, sends a long kick all the way down, bangs hard off the boards, and it'll be picked up by Kerstetter. Kerstetter is able to get it back to Dos Santos. Dos Santos at the yellow line, moves it over. Fritas gets it down low, tried the centering pass, but the ambush broke that up. That was Burko. Burko going back in his own end as he's being pressured hard. Now a turnover. Almost goes in front, but Paulo is able to jump on that. And a good grab to stop the goal.
Burko was looking for an outlet there. The guy he was going to pass to was running to the bench for a change.
Now Robert Acosta with it for the ambush in front of the penalty area. It's Pedalera. Back to Acosta. Acosta tried to cross-field pass. And Almeida tried to grab that, but instead went the way of the Heat, and now foul will be called on the ambush right at the midfield mark.
Richard Schmerman there just getting kind of turned and caught the guy as he was trying to pass him. I don't think Schmerman knew too much about the foul, but it was given against him.
No, just about 7.5 left in this first quarter of play between the Harrisburg Heat and St. Louis Ambush. Patrick Kelly, Matt Bird with you on the call as the Harrisburg Heat try a shot that will hit the netting above the ambush goal and will go to Paulo. A couple changes are made by both teams, and Almeida will start it for the ambush. Gives a nice pass off the boards all the way down for St. Louis. Drops it back for Pedalera. And he tried to pass to get it over to Schmerman, but it was intercepted.
It was a really cheeky outside of the foot pass there from Pedalera. Trying to find Schmerman, just was cut out in the last minute, but it was a necessary touch there to intercept that pass because Schmerman would have been wide open.
Here comes the press by the ambush. As the Heat are finally able to get out of harm's way up the boards. They're able to move it up to Ramos. And they move back to Gonzaga, giving it back and forth between him and his goaltender. Pedalera still pressuring hard, then a steal by Lucas Almeida. Almeida heading in on 3-on-3, tries a shot, but he hits the post. Now Pedalera, using that skill we heard about before the game, gets it back to his defense.
Great shot. Cheeky shot by Almeida.
Pedalera was able to get it over to Everton, though, as now Gibson works for Everton. Gibson being pressured against the boards, now 2 Heat on him. He was able to get away from one, but he fell. And they are going to call that foul on Harrisburg as Gibson was tripped by a Harrisburg player, but then Gibson tripped another Harrisburg player. So it could have really gone either way, but it's going to be a free kick for the ambush.
I think Gibson fouled the Harrisburg guy as he was going down. You know, you go with the first offense, and now something can get going here for the ambush.
It's going to be Everton knocking off the boards in front. They wanted a hand pass or handball, and they will. As I was on the ambush, it will be Heat ball rather, in their own end.
Open first quarter this.
Very nice back and forth action. Just over 6, or just under 6 to play. And it seems a missed kick by one of the teams. The refs will go and congregate in front of one of the penalty boxes.
We have encroachment warning, substitution warning against Harrisburg.
And Harrisburg, you see their box is open on the far side. They got a warning for changing as now the Heat knock it all the way up to Jair is able to head that in. But Paulo will settle that with his feet and move it up to player coach Everton. Made a nice cross field pass. No one there though. Racing forward is Pantaleo. Instead will go back to the defense. Stolen by Gibson briefly, but then a trip, and that's going to be a foul on the ambush.
Dylan Hundelt is first.
It's going to be the St. Louis native Hundelt with his first foul of the game. The Heat player is still down, slow to get up. The trainer has not come onto the field yet. And they'll just walk it off. Harrisburg starts up again in their own end, still not able to really get too far as Pedalera is pressuring them hard. They try a cross-field pass to Tejera, but that's intercepted, and Hernandez will take over for the ambush. Hernandez on the boards, being pressured by two Heat, gets it stolen, and Harrisburg takes over. Gonna have to reset by going back to their goaltender.
Victor France up forward right now with Stefan St. Louis. The ambush have to find a way of getting France the ball more. I mean, 4 goals in the first game, and the Wave totally neutralized him in the game last week. But for me, Victor France is the main threat, and they have to try and find a way to get him more involved in the game.
It seemed the Wave last week didn't really give him much to work with at all, as he was neutralized almost the entire game.
Yeah, I think they obviously watched the tape of the first game in KC, and they realized that that's where the majority of our offensive threat comes from. But also the ambush have to figure out a way to make, other players step up. They can't just rely on Victor to score the goals all the time.
Going back and forth is Mattingly and Paulo, as Paulo is just slowly creeping out of his net towards midfield. He's going to wind up and fired all the way down against the boards. It'll be Gibson settling it. Kicks it back to the defense for Mattingly. Mattingly going back and forth between Everton. Now Hernandez has to step back. Now Paulo will reset with it. Paulo moves forward, tries a kick towards the goal, goes off the glass. Gibson settles it with his chest, tries to center it in front, but Harrisburg is able to get a foot on that. And quickly the other way, they kick it down the field. It's going to be Pardue trying a chance. That goes wide. Off the boards, Hernandez is going to have to hustle forward. He tried a little bounce off the boards, but went into the Harrisburg bench, and we will have an official timeout on the field.
Our fundraising program gives back 45% profit, and we make it as simple as possible for your group. We have a personalized website that we will set up for your group and team. This allows for real-time sales, where you can go in and pay with a credit card or PayPal account. This eliminates your team having to collect the money and really simplifies things for everybody in the whole fundraising process. Along with the real-time sales, we also have a pizza meter and leaderboard. Every time a sale is made, your name is going to show up on a leaderboard that helps drive a little inner competitiveness between each team member.
The name came after my mom and dad, Andy and Dorothy, and that's how the name Andoro & Sons was established. I think once you come and try our product, the quality of the product you're going to find out is unlike any other pizza product out there.
All right, Ambush fans, I'm up here with Bushwhacker, and we have a delicious, hot and ready Andoro's & Sons pizza. But Bushwhacker is looking for whoever wants this pizza more, so who's going to be loud? Who wants this pizza? Oh, Bushwhacker thinks you can get louder than that. Who wants this delicious Andoro's & Sons pizza? He wants you louder. Oh, I think he sees somebody. He's coming for you. There you go. Congratulations. You have this delicious Andoro's & Sons pizza. And fans, if you missed out, you can enter to win one right in the concourse, right outside section 120. Thank you again to Andoro's & Sons.
And welcome back into the Fam Arena, ladies and gentlemen, as the Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush are still scoreless with just about 3.5 to play in this first quarter. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you on the call. As we were saying during the break, great back and forth action between both teams. Every team gained really a chance, not really favored one team or another.
No, not at all, but I do think that this first quarter will have given the Ambush a lot of confidence. Let's not sugarcoat it. They took them all in last week against the Wave. You know, I think they will have gained a lot of confidence from this first quarter, keeping it scoreless. Paolo seems to be a lot more with it this game. You know, he's getting used to the boards, he's getting used to his teammates, he's getting used to the defense in front of him.
Everton said before the game that Paul is just going to grow week by week, never playing indoor soccer, really a futsal player before this. Every week he's going to get better. As now the Heat with a chance and a great chest save by Paulo, denying the Heat. Now they'll have to reset. But you can just tell every game he's just doing stuff that he wasn't doing the last game. He feels a lot more comfortable in net, and it's just making it a lot better.
And I tell you who's the big winner here is Casey Clark, you know, the goalkeeper from last year. He was a pretty raw rookie. He was all but a kid last year, you know, and he was taking a battering every single game last year. And he'll learn from Paolo, you know. He'll take Paolo's education and he'll learn from it. He'll become a better goalkeeper as well, you know.
Harrisburg just making some changes as Silva will settle it. Lines up for a big kick, does it off the far side corner. Gibson able to head that up. And now try by Adamson to move it forward, but now Nestor Hernandez will have to try for it. As he tried to kick it back to Paulo, who's deflected into the stands. So it'll be ambush ball. Coming back onto the field is Everton, replacing Hernandez. Little touch between.
Here comes Paulo.
Almeida, now Paulo moving up past midfield. One of the first times we've seen him do that all year. Up to Gibson. Gibson on the far side will have to drop it back to Everton at midfield. Over to Pepe. A little give and go between the countrymen, back to Everton. Lucas Almeida in front of the Harrisburg bench. Gives it down the boards. Pepe gets away. Pepe he tries to knock off the boards. In front, a chance for Gibson, but it's stopped by Silva and held on to with 90 seconds left in this first quarter.
Absolutely quality turn there along the boards by João Pepe.
Nice throw. That springs Tejera. Tejera knocks it off the boards in front, but a good header by the ambush to clear that out of harm's way. Now Pedalera up to Everton. Everton gives a crossfield pass. Almeida off the boards. Settles as he's being pressured hard by Tejera. There's a big size difference against him.
Last minute of play in this quarter.
Able to get it back for Mattingly. Little give and go back and forth with just under a minute left in this first quarter. Now Pedalera to Almeida. He tried to give the give and go, but Heat steal it. And then it's going to be a foul on Almeida. Harrisburg will take over. Great pressure right there for the ambush. Just constantly going, great passing back and forth, trying to get that grade A chance.
It's no coincidence that when Everton's on the field, he seems to be dictating plays. He seems to, you know, he takes all the set pieces. He's marshalling his players. And he really does seem to settle them down when Everton's on the field.
A quick steal by DePrima. And the Heat take over in the offensive end, but they're going to have to give it back to Silva. Silva really hasn't been moving out of his net much. They've been utilizing him a lot, but he hasn't moved past midfield once this game so far.
Well, I think that he's afraid to. He knows that we're going to pressure him. He knows that as soon as he steps out of that box, the ambush players are going to run at him and try and force a mistake.
Now that ball was kicked into the netting and out of play by the ambush, so it will be Heat ball with just 10 seconds left in this first quarter. A long kick by Silva, gets up to Tejera along the boards, but goes just a bit too far for him and will ring around the boards for Paula to grab. As that will end the first quarter play. Scoreless between the Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush. Great first quarter so far, Matt. Real great back.
Yeah, they had a couple of shots on the ball, off the bar, and Harrisburg had a couple of chances between her and Carvalho and Tejera. Carvalho was a quality player, scoring 16 goals last year. He's their main threat. Our defense seems to utilize that. And, you know, we're getting chances at the other end. And I I do think that the ambush will have taken a lot of confidence from that first quarter. And, you know, maybe as the game progresses and Harrisburg tires from the game last night and tires from the game tonight, will open up a little bit, and the ambush have to take their chances.
We'll take a quick break and be right back. You are listening to MASL Soccer on YouTube.
I have Lieutenant Ron Becker, who served in Vietnam, with me right next to me right here. He is our ambush veteran of the game. Let's hear it for him. And at this time, if you are currently serving or have served, please stand up. And we want to hear it for all our veterans. The ambush thanks you very much for your service.
One of the biggest things for me is my family. I joined the 12-week challenge. My whole family motivated me, and I think that's a huge part of my success. In 12 weeks, I lost 47 pounds.
All right, fans, direct your attention to the video board. It's now time for the Gold's Gym Flex Cam.
And welcome back into the Family Arena, everybody, for this second quarter play between the Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush, who are still scoreless. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you on the call. As the Ambush will start with it this time. Try and get a little bit of that offensive pressure that can kind of bleed over from that first quarter.
Yeah, I think Harrisburg are there for the taking. But they've also got to think that they've got a chance to get a result here today. It's very open, very equal, very even. It's some pretty good soccer, you know.
As the Ambush fighting for it in front of the penalty area. Pepe able to steal it. Goes forward down the center. Tried to give out to Almeida, but it was kicked away at the last second by Ricardinho. Now in front, a great chance by Victor France. But he couldn't pull the trigger as it was covered by Silva.
Lucas Almeida there was just winding up to take that shot. But they used the balls to good effect there to try and get the ball. And it was Victor France with the shot. They've got to try and find Victor France the ball more often. His confidence has got to be sky high after that first game.
It's Ricardinho with it for the Heat. Gets it back to his defense. Now wind up as Gonzaga goes off the boards. And the Heat maintain possession of it. St. Louis to kick it all the way back, so Paula will come all the way out of his net.
A lot of good running off the ball by the Ambush. I've been really impressed with the movement off the ball, trying to find some space, find things that, you know, find an outlet, find some space, try and make something happen. They're moving off the ball really well right now.
That's maybe not the chance the Ambush wanted as Burko sent that high into the netting. Immediately the Ambush steal it. It's Schmerm getting it to Hernandez. Screaming the St. Louis native gets it back to Acosta. Over in front of the St. Louis bench for Hernandez. Hernandez cutting into the middle. Tries to get a shot off, but a good block in front by Gonzaga. Bounce out of bounds. And the ref is going to determine that will be ambush ball.
Really good defensive discipline here by Harrisburg. They're keeping their shape, they're keeping their discipline, they're really negating the ambush to long shots.
Great chance in tight for Gibson, but he couldn't get that to go as Silva made a great hand save. Now another chance for Hernandez, but that's blocked in front.
As soon as I say that they were keeping us to long shots, Gibson had a fantastic opportunity there.
Now moving in low is Deep Rima. He's being pressured hard against the boards by Adamson. Then Hernandez takes over in the ambush end, and he's going to go down. That's going to be a foul on the Heat.
12, David Miller, his first.
It'll be Miller's first of the night.
Miller's from my hometown of Manchester, England. He played for the Manchester United Academy as a kid.
There's now the ambush having to reset Everton, working with Paulo. So they're both around the same spot on the field. Now down for St. Louis in the corner, and back up top to Everton.
Ambush really dictating play here in the first 3-4 minutes of this second quarter.
Paulo gives a couple commands, taking over Everton's position briefly. St. Louis moves it down low. Get to the Everton. Everton almost looking for the long shot. Instead try to pass it down low. And a steal by Harrisburg as Paulo was way out of his net, but made a great save. As he appears to be hurt on the play.
This will be a big loss if they lose Paulo.
Hey fans, the ambush
He's slow to get up as the ambush trainer comes over to look at him. But that was just a great heads-up play by Paulo. He's on the near side of the field. They get stolen. He immediately rushes over, goes head-to-head against the Heat, and is able to block that shot into
really
out of play.
Anticipated what was about to happen there. Everton gave the ball away kind of cheaply. He'll be disappointed with himself there, but Paulo straight out to put a stop to it.
Paulo recovers and will head back to his net as it will be Heat ball in front of their own bench.
Yeah, I think he hit his thigh there. He's just going to kind of run it off, I presume.
Harrisburg trying to get it around Gibson, not able to do that. That was Freitas, and it's going to be stolen up to Padalera. Drops it back for Almeida. Almeida tried the chance, and Gibson tried to get the rebound, but he couldn't get his foot on it. Now Everton with it for the ambush. Try to move it along, now playing on the ground, gets it to Hernandez. Move to Almeida. And fresh on the field is Victor France. Down low for St. Louis. St. Louis looking in front, gives it back up top for Everton as the ambush are still making some changes in the offensive end. Victor France with it, trying to work down low, gives the inside pass. That was St. Louis who couldn't pull the trigger, so it's the Heat the other way. Freitas starting for it. Freitas comes in, good save by Paulo as he'll have to jump on top of that and hold on to it. Just under 11 to play in the second quarter.
Really been a good quarter so far for the ambush, but the Heat are looking to soak up the pressure and catch the ambush on the break, as you just saw there. You know, the ambush had the ball for a good 90 seconds, 2 minutes, but it was the Heat that went forward at pace and at speed and got the shot away, but Paulo was there to make the save.
Very tight defensive soccer being played so far by the Heat. As Hernandez is at the center circle, trying to work it around. As Gibson's just been cheating down low this entire quarter, and they'll finally get it down to him. He had a good chance earlier. Now in the corner, he's looking in front. He finds Hernandez backing up behind the yellow line.
You've got to think the amount of pressure that the ambush are applying right here, that they're going to make a breakthrough sooner or later.
St. Louis couldn't get that off the board, so it'll be kicked back all the way to Hernandez. Ambush keep possession of it. Get it to Mattingly. Mattingly knocks off the boards himself, centers in front, but Hernandez couldn't fire it on net. Now St. Louis tried to slide tackle, but it'll go into the netting And that's going to be ambush ball, as the Heat are not happy about that, as there was a deflection that went into the netting.
I'm not sure if the referee gave a free kick or it's did they just saying the ball went out of bounds from a Heat player. I'm not quite sure there, but either way, it's ambush ball in very, very threatening position.
There's a kick over, try for Schmerman, but he just kicks out into the netting behind the goal. The Heat going over to make some changes, but will be their ball with under 10 to play in this first half. Still scoreless between these two teams.
Schmerman saw his name in lights there, didn't he? He saw that rip in the back of the net, but just didn't get his foot over the ball enough, and he skied it. You've got to think with the amount of possession, the amount of pressure that the Ambush are getting right now, that it's just a matter of time before something happens. Be it they get the goal, which I think will happen, or the Heat, here for example, can get a counter-attack.
Ricciardino gets tripped by Paulo. He's down. That could be a card on Paulo, as the Heat player Ricciardino is still down on the field.
I think the refs are saying it was a 50-50 challenge, and you know they stopped play just because the player was down and injured. I don't think they've penalized the Ambush for the tackle.
2-minute penalty.
Oh.
Goalkeeper Paulo.
Well, shows you what I know.
Well, it looked like Paulo did exactly what you were supposed to do there as a goaltender. He went down low. He was staying as low as he can, just about to where he could grab the ball. And Ricciardino just didn't stop moving.
Or stopped by GK Union.
Big 2 minutes penalty kill here for the Ambush. It's just as big a 2 minutes here for the Harrisburg Heat. They can really take some pressure off themselves, give them some breathing space, give their defense a rest. The defense have been under the cosh a bit, you know, the first 6 minutes of this quarter.
Oh, smart play by the Ambush here. Since that penalty was on Paulo, you can send anybody to the box. They're going to send Jerger Gibson to the box, looking forward to those 2 minutes afterwards where he can spring out of the box alone, as Harrisburg immediately gets that power play goal.
To share it with the goal.
And a great pass as they moved it over to the far side, and Tejera easily finishes it. And now it's 1-0 in favor of the Heat. Finally, that first tally doesn't come until the second quarter, something we don't really see much in arena soccer.
You've got to imagine that that's a bit of a kick in the teeth to the Ambush. They've basically dominated the second quarter. But the power play goal, you know, and you're on the back foot. St. Louis now have to regroup, just get back to doing what they were doing. There's a long way to go in this game, and they are getting chances.
Everton started the offense by kicking it hard off the boards. Now Victor France in the corner knocks it off for Gibson. He tries a shot that goes hard off the boards, back for the Ambush.
Gibson was probably looking forward to 2 minutes of rest, sat there in the penalty box, and he's straight back out, right back in the thick of action.
He's still going hard as Silva challenges him, gets the better half of that as the Heat move it cross field. So they're trying to kick it out, kept in by Schmerman. Now Almeida with it. Almeida gets it down to Gibson. Gibson looking in front, instead drops it back for Schmerman. A good chance off the boards for Gibson, but his shot goes into the net and lodged up there by the corner flag.
Sooner or later, Jerger Gibson's going to get a rebound off the boards in the middle of the Harrisburg penalty area, and he's going to bury it. That's probably his third or fourth chance right now, and it's just not fell right for him. But he's put himself in those positions, and sooner or later the ball is going to fall for him, and he's going to bury it.
Great step up by Hernandez to get the header, but that goes into the Harrisburg bench, and it'll be Heat ball. Starting with it will be Freitas. Drops it back to Ramos, and then down low for Miller. A little back and forth action by the Heat. Moving it back to Silva. A little bit of pressure being put on by Pantalero. But instead the Heat get down low in the corner. Trying to get something started. Spinning off is Miller. Off to give it back to Birche. Birche tried to center it in front, but it was kicked away by the Ambush. Heat maintained possession of it. Moving down low. A great play by Schmerman to break that up.
Handball against Harrisburg.
It will be a handball against Harrisburg as they have 2 men down low against Schmerman.
Handball is on number 8, Tiago.
The Ambush are going to take over. Long kick up. St. Louis tried to step up, couldn't settle that though, as the Heat will retake possession.
With 2 minutes here for Harrisburg, they've really rested in possession. They've given the guys on the bench a break. The guys on the field have actually had a break as they've passed it around. They've not done a lot of running, but they've really, you know, regrouped after being under the cosh by the ambush.
Nice pressure by Pantalera. He's all over Silva. They're finally able to move the pass up. This is Birche. Now Hernandez on Silva. Trying to force him to make a mistake, gives a touch over to Ricardinho. They're just giving back and forth. 2 ambush players on 3 Heat in their defensive area.
The amount of pressure that the ambush are going to apply on this defense, though, they're playing a dangerous game. Only takes 1 slip, 1 bad pass here, and the ambush are going to be in.
Silva moving a little more out of his net. Out of position, though, if the ambush could get the steal. Instead, it's moved up, going back and forth between both teams. Stolen by the ambush, moved down by Hernandez. Off the boards, no one in front, though. Now it's Pantalera on the far side trying to work around. Instead, it's kicked all the way down by the Heat and will get moved down to Paulo. I'd like to remind everybody that scores, stats, news, and more can be found exclusively on maslsoccer.com. One thing you can look at is the stats for last night's game between Cedar Rapids and the Heat. Cedar Rapids defeated them by the score of 8-6. They made the trip over here. Didn't get into St. Louis till 3 a.m. yet last night. I guess this morning, rather, is Everton with a chance. That goes hard off the glass over the net.
You know, you can just follow MASL on Twitter and on social media to find out everything that's going on in the game.
Now Everton with a chance, gets it down low. Gibson sees in a great save by Silva. We'll go back to De Gea in the corner. He's being pressured hard, bounces it hard off the boards, and we'll go back to Hernandez at midfield. A couple of changes being made by the Heat as Paulo settles it. Burko in front of the scorer's table, able to get it to Hernandez. Everton calls for Paulo to move up and then moves it down to St. Louis. Now utilizing Paulo, they give it back to him. They'll go back and forth between him and Pepe.
Paulo's got a lot of room here.
And he does. Paulo moving in, tries the shot, goes hard off the glass. They'll have to run back. Everton able to settle though and move it to Almeida. And once again, no pressure on Paulo. This time Pepe will move up though. Gets it down to Victor France. France with a chance, just deflected wide.
Great shot, absolutely great shot. Good save too.
Almeida get it to France and then back to Pepe. Great chance here for the ambush as Pepe moves down low, looking off the boards, instead shoots at Silva. Rebound by France. Another hand save by Silva though. Now Almeida with a chance, blocked in front by the Heat.
Ball was like ping pong. Bouncing all over the place in the middle of that Harrisburg penalty area.
Now we're gonna have a whistle as a Harrisburg player is down, and he seems to be in a lot of pain as the ambush trainer comes over to assist him.
We'll now have an official timeout on the field.
We'll have an official timeout here with 4:17 left in this 1-0 game. You're watching MASL Soccer on YouTube.
All right, wait, a lot of pressure, because if you can tell us which soccer ball is the right one, everyone in this section is going to get a free appetizer courtesy of Texas Roadhouse, the O'Fallon location. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right, see, there's the soccer ball. There you go. And it moves fast, so make sure you help him out. Says 2. Is he right? All the children around you are saying a different number. Let's see. All the children around us were right. Wayne, you were not right. That's okay. Thank you very much to Texas Roadhouse.
into the Family Arena as it's 1-0 in favor of the Harrisburg Heat over the St. Louis Ambush. 4:17 left in this first half. Patrick Kelly and Matt Berger with you on the call. Following an official timeout as there was a Harrisburg player down the field. That was Brad Kurtstetter. He's being slowly helped off the field as he seems to be in a lot of pain, putting no weight on that left leg.
Turned his ankle or sort of stepped on him. There was a bit of a melee down there for the ball, and the ball was bouncing about all over the shop, and he's a casualty of war kind of thing.
It's a very almost dangerous area down there. When you get down low in the box, there's a lot of pressure, and as you said, pinballing around. You got 10 guys in close. You have a lot of accidental collisions between either teammates or opposing players.
You know, heads are going up for balls, legs are being swung wildly. I mean, Everton said this to us this afternoon. He said, to watch the game is great for fans. There's a lot of action, a lot of scoring, but to play the game is a hard game, and there are a lot of casualties. There are a lot of kicks to the shins, a lot of accidental steps on people's feet and stuff. It's a hard league to play in. Great if you're a fan, but I just hope that Kerstetter can make a full recovery, because he hobbled off kind of warily there.
A little bit of a miscommunication between the Heat led to a turnover for the Ambush, but they're going to call foul on Gibson as he was trying to move in. He was all alone if he could have got past that defender.
When JJ Gibson hits you, you stay hit for a while. And he's a big boy.
He was down low when Kerstetter got hurt. I don't know if he made collision with him. But nevertheless, the Heat take over. Move it down low. A good chance for Ricardinho. Centers it out in front. Great chest save by Paulo. That's going to spring Gibson. He's all alone. Gerger Gibson moving in. He's got Hernandez off the board. Try to get to Hernandez, but he couldn't get the shot as he falls into the goal.
And Gibson was pushed there as he was running forward. I mean, he had to make that pass off the boards there while being pushed.
Great defense being put on by Pedalera. And he forces Ricardinho to move it back to his defense. 3.5 to play as Harrisburg makes some changes. Kerstetter still lying down on their bench. Doesn't look like he'll be returning anytime soon. And Silva try to bounce pass all the way down, but it'll go into the stands and be ambush ball in their own end.
You have to think that Harrisburg are very happy at the way this half's gone. And to come out of this half with a 1-goal lead. And they have been under pressure a lot by the Ambush. The Ambush are getting the shots away. The Ambush are getting chances. They just can't seem to finish.
Everton had to retrieve that ball up in the netting, just climbed around it on the glass, got that ball as we restart play. It's Hernandez being pressured hard. He's knocked down, and that's going to be a foul on Edgar Godet. Now the Ambush restart with a long kick all the way down to St. Louis. He settles it off his chest, almost kicked in the head, and they are going to give him that foul. I don't believe it hit him in the head, but it hit him in the arm. Quickly to Everton. He had a one-time chance that goes off the glasses. The Ambush were trying to do what the Wave did last week, trying to get the Harrisburg catch them when they're in transition. They're really not really knowing what's going on at any point yet.
The Harrisburg defense has been pretty stoic, and I think the Ambush really has to try and get them out a bit, give them a bit of the ball, and try and draw them out, because they've been so disciplined back there.
Come on, louder!
Here's Pepe with it for the Ambush. Moving over towards the boards, gets it back to Everton, and he calls up Paulo. Instead gets it down low, tried to get it to Pantalera. That's going to be stolen by the Heat, kicked all the way down. Knee save by Paulo as he'll have to touch it up to Everton and head it up to Pantalera.
Gibson in the corner.
Docked down to Gibson. He's going up against DeGera. Two big guys going up against the boards against each other. High kick by Gibson, no call though as it goes to Pepe. Pepe tried to just lift it over Silva's head, but it goes wide across the crease.
That would have been lovely if Pepe had been able to finish that.
That's a frustrating goal for a goalie to let through. It was one that you can just see the entire way, but nothing you can do about it. As the long pass gets up to Victor France. France tried to cut in the middle. Instead, he'll have to pass over to Everton in front of the ambush bench. And then back down low for Pantalera. Try to pass in front to St. Louis, but that hits a knee and goes in favor of Harrisburg. Now another steal by St. Louis. Tried to move forward was France. They'll get moved up for the Heat. Ricardinho gets it down for Tejera. Tejera has somebody in the front, but instead he's pushed up against the boards. Almost a check by St. Louis. As Tejera is down, Paulo's calling for the whistle. And they are going to give it to him, but it will be
just a drop ball. The ball was trapped against the board, so they're just going to drop the ball and live to fight another day.
Nice play by St. Louis through the legs of Tejera. As it's still being fought for. Tejera able to poke that free, but it's going to be Almeida getting all over it. Now Victor France struggles a little bit to settle it, then a foul by Harrisburg.
Ricardo Carvalho, his first.
And it's going to be Ricardinho's first of the afternoon.
Professional foul there by Carvalho. He knew what he was doing. Almeida was off and running. And Carvalho by fouling Almeida. And he allowed his defense to reset, essentially.
Everton moves up to Gibson. Gibson down low once again, drops it for Almeida.
Final 30 seconds here in the second quarter.
Now moving up is Everton, gets Paulo. Paulo all alone, has some room to shoot. He'll use it, but it was blocked in front by a leg. And will bounce out of bounds. Everton quickly restarts it with just 19.5 seconds left.
Nothing wrong with Paulo shooting from there. Anything can happen. A deflection, a bounce off the boards.
Now it's Burko down low. He tried the shot in front. It was blocked by the Heat. They'll clear it out. 6 seconds left. Now Burko another chance off a body in front. Gibson tried to finish that, but instead it'll be kicked all the way out into the scorer's table with just 0.6 of a second left in this first half. All they're calling for it looks like there will just have to be a free kick by the ambush. A bit of miscommunication between both teams.
Harrisburg thought it was half time, and Everton's demanding that they take the kick.
Family, who wants a goal here?
Well,
One
if
shot.
ever there was a time to score an equaliser, it would be with 0.6 of a second left to go in the half.
Let me hear ya.
Going to be Almeida lining up for it, but he's got France and Everton right behind him. France fakes it. Now Everton the chance, blocked in front, and that's going to end the first half as the Harrisburg Heat lead the St. Louis Ambush by the score of 1-0. Really, all ambush that entire first half just couldn't pull the trigger.
Having an attorney that can
As I
relate
say,
to you
if it
can
had been
make
a
one of the
boxing match,
biggest
the referee would have
differences
stopped it.
when going through
The ambush were all over them.
Our legal team and attorneys can help guide you through the process, no matter what kind of case you face, whether it be a divorce, child custody matter, child support, paternity, adoption, or other family law matter.
Getting rebounds.
Whatever the family law
a
issue
couple of
may be,
opportunities where
we
he
are
could have
here
turned
to
and
help
shot,
you
it's just not
rebuild your
fell for
life.
him. Despite losing, I think the ambush will be quite happy the way things are going. Not to think that more of the same.
Out here, there's no law of gravity. It's okay to break things. And ropes aren't just for tying knots. Out here, we're Boy Scouts.
Scout it out. Hey fans, the Ambush have partnered with the Boy Scouts of America for today's game. We thank those of you who brought non-perishable donations for the St. Louis Food Bank. Stop by their table on the concourse for information on getting involved. Hey Okay, fans, this past weekend, teams from all over St. Louis went and represented our great city. The Ambush would like to congratulate the Lou Fuse Elam U18 girls team for winning the Missouri Youth Soccer Association State Cup. The team was coached by Mike Elam. The team has been together since they were U8. They are a group of 16 players that are friends as well as teammates. Over the years, they have participated in State Cup 6 times. They have been semi-finalists twice, finalists once, and champions here last weekend. Last year, the girls attended the Disney College Showcase and were finalists in the elite bracket. Let's welcome the Lou Fuse Elam U18 girls team, and their team picture is on the video board. Also on the field, we have the AFA Phillies, coached by Lexi Hunk and Hannah Kimsey. As a first-year team, the team is nearing the end of their season, ranked 4th in the state of Missouri and 206th in the nation. The AFA Phillies will be traveling to Ohio this June to compete in the 2018 youth tournament. Let's welcome the AFA Phillies. And their picture, again, is on the video board. Congratulations to both teams here this afternoon.
Hello, Ambush fans. This is Chef Larry G., owner of Championship Catering. We serve the most amazing food for your wedding, corporate event, or just about any occasion. We are recognized as one of St. Louis's top caterers by Small Business Monthly. Check us out online at championshipcatering.com or call me, Chef Larry G., at 314-606-9520. And let's plan your party.
Ready for anything. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
I'm down here for a very fun game. Now we have two special contestants over here. We have ambush player number 2, Cody Koskaskis. I messed up your name, didn't I? Say it.
Sakis.
That's what I said. You didn't even know. Look, see? And we have ambush player number 77, Ross McGregor right here. Now what they're going to do is they're playing for you guys, right? Cody is playing for section 115. And Ross, you're playing for section 105. So that's the player you want to win. If your player wins, you're going to get a free Club's Best Car Wash courtesy of Country Club Car Wash. That's cleaning your car inside and out. Now, which one of you is green? Ross is white. Knocking down the white bottles. Cody, you're knocking down the green bottles. They're going to drive these Mark Train trucks around to do it, and they have to knock over these last. You guys ready? Who are you cheering for? All right, guys, on your mark. Get set, go. You can't knock down the ones in the middle first. You're going to take that one with you. Nice. I like that. Hey, who you guys cheering for? Make some noise for these guys out here. Look, I think you're stuck. I think Cody's stuck. No, he's not. He got out of there. Oh, well, you almost knocked me down. think you just need that one in the middle to win, Ross. Section 105, are you excited to see this? No, you passed it. You missed it. You missed it again. Now you're just toying with them at this point. Cody, you're just running into the wall. You have to reverse, buddy. You got to reverse. There you go. That's good. I like how you set this up. You're just gonna mess with him and wait till he can knock down the rest of these. Cody, I don't think Mark Twain trucks are your thing. He's close. He's so close. These trucks must be really hard to handle as you're just spinning around that one down there. Have you ridden with Cody before in a car?
I haven't and I won't.
You haven't and you won't do it. I understand that. Oh, nice. Oh, it's down to neck and neck. It's in the, and there you go. Section 105, UNA Club's Best Car Wash. Compliments of Country Club Car Wash. Somebody will bring that to you. Thanks to them. That's cleaning your car inside and out. Thanks, guys, for playing.
Fans, Cry Distributing and Anheuser-Busch remind you to drink responsibly at tonight's game.
There was somebody over here with a sign. Who had that sign earlier? Where is that sign? There's the sign. See, I love it when people have signs, right? So this right here is our ambush fan. It's your sign. Look at this wonderful sign she made. You're our ambush fan of the game. What's your name? Ashton right here. Ambush fan of the game. Guys, make some noise for Ashton, fan of the game. Maybe you can be the fan of the game next game.
Hey fans, either personal or business, CPAs for Hire is the right choice for your tax preparation needs. CPAs for Hire is the official accounting firm of the St. Louis Ambush. Keep informed this season for scores, stats, news, and much more. Visit maslsoccer.com or follow at MASL Arena on Twitter for the latest news from around the league. The MASL can also be found on Facebook at facebook.com/MASL Soccer.
Elements Massage is a great fit for me because we customize every session to meet our clients' individual needs. We match them with the proper therapist for them, so we know when the clients come in, we'll be the perfect match for them to help them meet their needs.
As a professional player, it's very important to take care of our bodies, and Element Massage help us doing that. They're very tailored for your needs, and they take very good care of us.
Elements Massage is dedicated to improving the health and wellness of the Ambush players by providing their services prior to each game. Treat yourself to massage and visit Elements Massage, conveniently located on Mid-Rivers Fall Drive.
DJ Prue Dance Cam. We want to see your moves. Let's see those moves. Let's see your dance moves. There we go. Oh, there's some moves right there. DJ Prue's got his own moves.
Hey fans, if the Ambush score a goal during the third quarter, fans in sections 107 and 121 are going to get a great offer from Dick's Sporting Goods. So let's be sure to cheer the Ambush on and make sure they get a goal here in the third quarter. And let's welcome back to the field your St. Louis Ambush.
And welcome back into the Family Arena, ladies and gentlemen, for this second half of play as the Harrisburg Heat lead the St. Louis Ambush by the score of 1-0. I'm Patrick Kelly alongside Matt Bird. Great pressure by the Ambush. They did everything but score a goal in that first half.
Yeah, they're getting chances and they're getting shots. The shots are going over. The shots are going wide. They're hitting the bar. They're hitting the post. They're hitting the boards. I think they have to take their time a little bit more, get the ball on frame, get the ball on net. If they're not going to score, at least make the goalie work for the save. You know, put the goalie to the test. You know, they're getting the opportunities. They take their time a little, stop with the snapshots, the turns and shots that are going wide and over, and put the goalie to work. Put the ball on frame. Let him have to make the save.
And Silva's also been playing the ball a lot, but he's been staying behind that yellow line. He hasn't really crept past that too many times, as the Ambush have having a good push towards the Heat defense, really forcing them to make a mistake.
For a lot of the first half, the Ambush had the ball and were really dominating the play, and it was a smash and grab goal that the Harrisburg got to take the lead. But you have to think that sooner or later that the Ambush are going to find the breakthrough. And the way it's been going, that if they get one, they'll get two, they'll get three. But for an away side, to be under pressure the way the Harrisburg Heat have been, and to be leading at half-time, it's a consummate smash and grab raid if they can keep hold of this.
And what change have you seen so far with Everton moving back to defense for the first game so far? Really seems like he's forcing Paul, not forcing him, but inviting him out of his den, inviting him to be a part of the offensive pressure.
I also think Everton's sitting back. He's got the entire field of view in his vision, and he can really dictate the play. He's really able to see what's going on, and he's able to pass the ball, spray it around, And also, I think when Everton's back there, he's not under so much pressure to make things happen. You know, he's able to take his time a bit more and execute the passes that he wants, rather than when he's further upfield, he's under more pressure from their defense, and he may not be able to dictate the play the way he wants. I think that the Ambush are a better team when he's on the field. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the way he's sitting at the back, the way he's able to dictate the play, that the Ambush are better for it.
The Heat stirring up their offense on the far side. Try to set her in front, but goes across the crease. No one was home for the Heat, and Gibson will take over for the Ambush. Getting tied up, and there will be a foul on the Heat. It's going to be Gonzaga with his first foul. So it'll be Paulo. Give it up to Everton, who's right out of the bench. To the friends and back to Paulo. Once again, Paulo going out of his net as Everton will set up the offense. Nobody pressuring Paulo. He had a lot of room to work. Only one man pressuring the three deep back, and that is Ricardinho. Everton Ricardinho gets it stolen by him.
Good work there by Hundel in the defense.
Now a hard shot by France goes off the glass as St. Louis tried to pick up that rebound, but it'll bounce all the way back for Paulo to settle. Almeida with some speed moves up and knocks off the boards. Tried to get it to St. Louis. It'll bounce past him for Silva. A long tuss up. Hernandez tried to settle that, now almost going over the boards, but grabbed by Hernandez and back to Paulo.
And pushing Paulo up the way they do, it just gives them an extra guy advantage.
A big boot by Paulo gets it to St. Louis. Now Victor France fighting for it. He gets tied up and has to give it back to player coach Everton.
Seems to be a lot more of the same from the Ambush. A lot of possession, a lot of passing, a lot of off the ball movement, which is nice. But they really do need to start creating a lot more.
Given Hernandez tried to get inside to Gibson, stolen by the Heat, and it'll be Tejera heading the other way with it. Gets around Everton, and he's going to get a call as he was slapped in the face. He seems to be in a good pit of pain.
Number 7 foul, Tejera, his first.
It looks like that is going to be ambush ball right in the center circle. Might have got him in the eye.
You got to think those two Brazilians, journeymen of the indoor game here, know each other very well. Whatever that conversation was, it was just in Portuguese.
Now Gibson gets it down low for the ambush. Trying to look up top now, being pressured by two Heat players. Trying to knock off the boards, but it's going to be stolen. And taking the other way is Dos Santos. He kicked that ball just a bit too far for him, so Everton was in there to steal it. So ambush ball, passing the yellow line, then the pass over to the penalty area for Pepe. Back to Paulo. Nice give and go, try to get to Pepe, just a bit too far for him. That's going to spring Ricardinho. He moves in, nice slide tackle at the last second by Mattingly as he stopped the goal. Moves up to Pepe, and back pass to Pedaleo. And he tried a chance as he wanted to move it over to Hernandez, but that is deflected into the netting.
You will not see a better tackle. Indoor, outdoor, World Cup, whatever. The Chris Mattingly just laid on there. I mean, that was absolutely pinpoint, and he knew he had to get the ball, and he did.
Harrisburg trying to start something here as Gibson's pressuring the defense hard as they have to get over to Silva, who has no men on him. Silva knocks a pass off the boards and gets it down low for Miller. Miller tried to get it off the boards, working down low, but Paulo was all over that and covers it against the boards.
Just see Paulo there. He's just getting a little bit more used to playing with the boards. He used the boards to his advantage there to shield the ball as it came back into his penalty box.
Schmerman with a hard chance off the hands of Silva. Now a loose ball is going to be picked up by Harrisburg. They're going to be able to move it up. It's Di Prima trying to center it over But Schmerman was there to block that, and it will go to St. Louis for the ambush. A couple men make a change for St. Louis.
That ripper of a shot that Schmerman just took, that's exactly what I was talking about at half-time. They have to put the ball on frame, make the goalie make the save. Secondly, a heck of a run by Schmerman to get back there and counter the counter-attack that the Harrisburg had, because he ran the length of the field to get back and equal up the numbers.
Everton Paula going back and forth, get it inside to Hernandez. Hernandez with a shot blocked by the foot of Gonzaga. Loose ball picked up by Everton at midfield, gets it to Almeida. Almeida off the boards, gets it to Gibson. Back to Almeida. Everton has some room. He's going to wind up, shot, get settled, and then picked up by Almeida. Hernandez does a nice job of deflecting it back towards the corner. Now Hernandez working in front. He has a chance instead, gets it down low. Give and go in front. Oh, great chance. Now Gibson another chance, but Silva got over in the nick of time. Now Victor France with a chance, and it's a goal! Victor France wide open, and it's a tie game.
Excellent work by Dylan Hundell there. Absolutely top draw stuff, and I said it was coming. I said it was coming, Patrick. The opportunities were there. They finally got one on net. The goalie can't save all of them. He's got a 0.7% save average. He's done really well to stop what the ambush has thrown at him so far, but sooner or later the breach was going to be damned.
Well, as you said before, Gibson was down low. He was going to almost get one of those chances as he just knocked off the boards. It went over to the far side. Francis left all alone in the box. He gets his team-leading 5th goal of the season.
I just made up a whole new cliche there that the breach is going to be damned instead of the damned going to be breached. Great finish by Victor France.
Not a chance there for Silva as Harrisburg will start up again off the boards. It's Tejera. He was hit and goes down. It's going to be a foul on the ambush. So with just under 10 to play in this third quarter, we have a new game.
With that ambush goal, fans in section 107
Tejera
and
seems to be
121.
down. He's going to slowly get up being helped by St. Louis.
And
he's just going to walk that off.
Mattingly was trying to say that Tejera there made the most of that, but I don't think Mattingly could have too many complaints. He kind of swung a wild foot there and hit Tejera in the midriff. But as you say, whole new ball game now. You've got to think that the ambush are the one making the opportunities. They're the ones creating the scoring chances, and from 1 they'll get 2 and get 3. They just have to make sure that they close shop at the back.
Great pass up. It's going to be Pantalera. Gets it to Hernandez. Hernandez dropping it back to Everton as the ambush start the offense. Trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. Instead, they'll knock off the boards. And Ricardinho is being pressured by St. Louis, able to sidekick that out, but it's going to be intercepted by Pantalera. And he's going to be fouled by Birche. As the ambush will take over. We get to set into position. Everton going to take the kick. Passes it back as Paulo has come way out of his net since that free quick kick took place. Paulo has some room. He's going to take a shot. Great save by Silva.
Believe me, Silva does not want to let up a goal to his opposite number.
Everton try to knock off the boards, but it goes a bit too far and into the stands. So we Harrisburg ball as Everton will go off for a change, full change for the ambush. As Harrisburg quickly starts up. The free toss, giving it back and forth between his defense, now back to the goaltender Silva. Silva, a long pass up against the boards. It's going to be Kerstetter. He's back on the field. He was pressured, or Kerstetter was injured in that first half, you remember. Then during halftime, he came out early, was just running some sprints, just trying to get stretched out, then kick the ball around. He's back out.
They need him. Harrisburg are kind of undermanned here. They didn't bring a full-strength squad out on this little road trip that they're on. They need all hands on deck, especially defensive guys, the way that the ambush have been pressuring the Harrisburg Heat.
A whistle.
And we have a
It's
timeout.
going to be in a timeout.
Timeout called by Harrisburg.
Harrisburg called that timeout as they were just about to get set.
Is back at Fazoli's.
Want to talk it over a little bit with 8:47 left. We're going to take a break here in the third quarter. You were watching MASL Soccer
artificial,
on YouTube.
100% delicious. Get it all for just $4.99 only at Fazoli's.
All right, and with that, I have picked row M, section 116. This is our row of the game. I don't know if you can hear it, but these guys have been cheering like this all game. So they're each going home with a free build your own pasta bowl, courtesy of Fazoli's. Fazoli's, the official post-game meal of the ambush.
.47 left in this third quarter
because we
as
customize
the
every session.
Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush are knotted up at one goal. Victor French just scored about a minute ago for the Ambush to tie it up.
As a professional player, it's very important to take care of our bodies, and Element Massage help us doing that. They're very tailored for your needs, and they take very good care of us.
But he has two men to his left, one to his left, and one to his right.
I think he's going to lay it off to Lucio Gonzaga here on the left-hand side in the corner.
Looks like Freitas is stepping up. Both of them moving their feet. As Freitas takes a shot, goes off the boards and all the way out. Silva will have to come way out of his net to retrieve that. Silva, the long kick up, tried to pass towards the middle, but it was deflected by Everton and into the stands, where Harrisburg will take over.
I think we've not really explained so far what a good game Paulo's been having, you know. First half, some real big saves, and he made himself big. You know, he's coming off his line, making himself big, cutting down the angles. Not only that, getting forward too. You know, getting forward, becoming the extra player on the field for the ambush. You know, his distribution's been good, he's lined up a few shots, he's had one save from Silva. You know, he's really bedding down in this team right now, Paulo.
After Gonzaga's kick was blocked in front, it's going to be a corner kick for the Heat. Little starter set move, still looking in front. Instead, back for Freitas. He tries. Very great hand save by Paulo. That's cleared off harm's way by the ambush, pressuring Silva, but he's able to get the quick pass, moving forward up to Freitas. He's knocked down by St. Louis, and that's going to be a foul on him. So the Heat will take over in the offensive end. Shots 11-9 in favor of the ambush now, as they were dominating that entire first half. In the beginning of this third quarter, they really had possession. They finally got that goal they've been so wanting.
I'm surprised that Harrisburg have got 9 shots, to be honest. You know, I just said it was near a 4 or 5, but the shots and opportunities they're getting, they are putting pressure on Paulo. They are making them count. I mean, they got the one in the power play. And they've been very disciplined defensively as well. I mean, St. Louis have not had a man advantage. Harrisburg have not been down a man.
Harrisburg with a free kick. Gets it in low. Great chance by Ricardino, but a better save by Paulo. Then another chance. Goes off the post. Almost goes bar down, as that was Gonzaga with a great chance. Harrisburg will have to reset. Silva kicking all the way down, just a bit too far though in the stands. It'll be ambush ball and an official timeout with 7:55 left. We will step aside. You are watching MASL Soccer on YouTube.
For mouth-watering food, come to Stefanina's Pizzeria and Restaurant, where we use Steph's old Italian recipes to prepare your pizzas, pastas, salads, steaks, chicken, seafood, and a long list of appetizers. Delicious homemade sauces and all the best ingredients will make family-friendly Stefanina's your favorite place to eat. Check our website for nightly specials, events, and prizes. Order online or come to one of our 5 locations. Owned and operated by Steph's children and grandchildren, Stefanina's Pizzeria and Restaurant delivers true original Italian recipes. Steph'sPizza.com.
7:55 left in the third quarter, coming out of an official timeout. The Heat and the Ambush are knotted up at 1 apiece. Patrick Kelly, Matt Bird with you on the calls. It's going to be Ambush ball in their own end. Everton will start for it, fresh off the bench.
More of the same from the Ambush.
You see Paulo on the far side. Yellow line waiting to spring forward. Nobody on him. Just moving it down low will be Pepe. Everton will have to kick it up. Coming down low to help was France. Everton able to get up to Paulo. Paulo has room to work and set passes it for Gibson. Gibson moving against the boards now with 2 Heat on him. Trying to knock off the boards, but it's deflected off a Heat player and out of bounds. So it will be Ambush ball in their offensive end.
Come on, fans, put your hands together. Make a little noise.
It looked like Everton was going to take that, but Almeida's going to step up. He's got Gibson in front. He fakes it. Now Everton centers in front. Almeida had a chance, but it was blocked by the Heat. And we'll go back for France. France moving it forward, gets it to Gibson on the corner. He peels off, tries a shot, but that sideways bicycle kick goes into the netting, out of play, so it'll be Heat ball.
Gibson will be upset with himself there. I think he had more time than he realized to settle himself and have a proper crack at goal. He kind of snapped at it, went for the scissor kick, and I don't think he knew how much time he had there.
Going to be Silva starting with it. He throws it all the way up, but it's stolen by Almeida. He gets to the Pantalero. Gets it down low now. Almeida, fans on the shot, but gains possession. Now stolen by Heat in the corner. France coming to go help. Knocked off the boards in front. St. Louis couldn't get the chance off. No, St. Louis tries that kick all the way back to Paulo. Paul will settle it as the rest of his team resets. Pedalera knocks up to Paulo. Paulo tripped as he was moving forward in front of the Harrisburg bench. And it's going to be a foul on Harrisburg.
Number 11, Ricardo Carvalho is first.
That was just tiredness, I think. You know, Paulo was past him.
Come on, y'all.
Ambush will get to have a good chance. Everton calls up Paulo, and Paulo will move past midfield. A couple changes on the fly as here comes Hernandez. They'll give him go back and forth. Paulo gives it down low, a shot in front, and Pedalera was there, but he couldn't get his foot on it. As we'll go back to Everton, now back out to Pantalera. Side kick out to that side there for Hernandez off the glass. Gibson with the header, but a better save by Silva as that went right into his chest.
Real instinctive play there by Gibson. Again, made the goal and made the save.
Hernandez moving forward, cuts to the middle. He has room, tries a shot blocked at the last second by the Heat. They'll kick it back to midfield right in front of the scores table. Picked up by Schmerman. Ambush picking up the pace as Everton moves to the outside, gives it down low for Streak and Adamson. Adamson in the corner, knocks off the boards, back to Everton at the yellow line. Everton off the glass in front to Gibson. He couldn't get the shot off, and it's cleared out by the Heat. And they'll have to give it all the way back for Paulo.
Everton really is pulling the strings of this game. You know, I think he knows that this is a season-defining game. You know, there's a big difference between 1 and 2 and 0 and 3.
And Burgo with a hard shot off the boards, and Gibson another chance goes wide. Picked up by Robert Acosta. Try to get down low for Gibson. Goes off the referee. Go in favor of the Heat. Gonzaga gets it up to Ricardinho. He's going up against Paulo. Paulo a nice shot to knock him off the ball and take over possession. It's going to be Hundelt, the St. Louis native, working for it. Gives the give and go off to the side. France gets it down low for St. Louis. St. Louis on the boards, drops it back for Everton, who just came off the bench. Now Pepe gives it down low for Pedalera. Everton again, gets it down low, St. Louis. St. Louis in the corner, looks in front, then back out for Everton. Paulo with a lot of room, he's moving past where the blue line would be here at the Family Arena.
You got to think Harrisburg are getting tired. Played last night, a tough game against Cedar Rapids.
Well, it seems like that's all the Ambush are doing right now. You know, they're making passes, trying to get that good shot that France just takes, goes off the boards, but you're also making them chase you the entire time, just wearing them down. So now Pepe in the corner, spins off a player. We'll drop it back to France.
Let's go, Ambush!
Everton calls up Paulo once again. He'll sell it for a little bit, then Paulo has some wide open space, could take a shot instead, gives it down to St. Louis. St. Louis with a chance, but a good leg save by Silva. Far pass off to Ricardinho. Paulo challenges him, knocks him down. He's not happy about that. That's going to be a foul and a blue card on the Ambush, so they will once again head to the penalty kill.
2 minutes for tripping.
Paulo saved a goal there because he was off to the races.
He had one defense streaking back with him, but the second Ricardinho got past Paulo, he knew he was in the clear to have an open net shot.
Paulo knew what he was doing. The Ambush are protesting by, I think it's going to be in vain.
There's all four officials meeting in the scorer's table. Get a look at it. The pass had already gone past Paulo as he knocked off the boards, and that was just a collision.
For more information, go to www.g.
I'm sure they're guessing, they're saying that Paulo could have gotten out of the way after that ball moved past him.
Or stop by their store in the Chesterfield Mall. Again,
Harrisburg will go on the power play. We would like to remind you that score, stats, news, and more are available exclusively on maslsoccer.com. You can also follow the MASL on Twitter and Facebook. And that Twitter handle is at MASL Arena. There's Harrisburg trying to get the lead once again. Tied at 1 in the dying minutes of the third quarter. Setting up the man advantage is Ricardinho.
Big 2 minutes here.
And it's going to be stolen by Burko. He's in one-on-one with Silva. Burko short-handed, comes in. He fanned on the shot before he could pull the trigger.
Just a little touch. Just a little touch by the Harrisburg defender just to knock it out of the way. Burko was about to pull the trigger.
And Silva going back, sprinting back. He's almost in a bit of panic mode, as he would have not been able to make the save they usually could make just with the intensity, the quick pressure Silva, put on by Burko.
I think Silva was already in panic mode. With Burko barreling down on him. Big opportunity lost there for the Ambush. You know, a short-handed goal would have given them a heck of a lot of confidence.
And the Ambush get the ball.
Ball makes a couple bounces on the boards. And Hundelt will instead just kick it all the way down. I believe he's trying to reach Everton. And here comes Harrisburg. It's going to be Freitas with it, rather.
Big
Freitas
minute. Big minute.
Down low.
Big minute here for the Ambush. They've got to kill this. They can't go 2-1 down, having worked so hard to knock this game back up at 1.
Going back and forth between Freitas and Ricardinho. Great pressure by the Ambush. They set up the box. Gets it down low. Trying to work around his DiPrima. It goes back to the defense as Burko and Pepe are hot on the defense for the Heat's trail. Just going back and forth. Birche not giving him anything. Only 15 seconds left in the penalty. Goes across, tried the shot. Now another rebound. That was in front. That was Miller with the chance. That's cleared out by the Ambush.
Dylan Hundell there and Acosta with vital blocks, both getting in the way of that ball. Can't see who made the block, but they were both right there.
And a great save by Paulo with the hands. As Ricardinho tried to get that last second goal on the power play, but we are back to even strength. 88 seconds left in this third quarter, still knotted up at 1. It's going to be a corner kick for Harrisburg. Moving in low, pass back to Gonzaga. He tried a shot, now another one goes wide. Picked up by the ambush, long pass up. Here comes Pantaleo. He comes in, a shot off the post. Try to get his first goal as an ambush in his first game.
And here come Harrisburg now, 3-on-2.
Quickly the other way, get over to Miller. Miller has to pull back at the center, tries a shot blocked by Everton. You see the excitement there as he's trying to get his team riled up.
I think both these teams know the game is there to be won now.
Less than a minute to play now as it's moved up to Pantalea. Pantalea cutting across, gets it to Gibson on the near side. Here's your Gibson. We'll drop it back to Everton. Paulo Stain in his net for now. Everton gives it over to France, who comes off the bench. Down low, Gibson. Gibson looking for someone to pass to. He gets it to Pepe. And that goes off the glass and wide. Now the Heat fighting for it. Almeida will step him and kick that down to Silva. He'll have to jump up and grab that. Just barely keeps it out of the net as Gibson was right on it. Ramos does a nice job of moving up to Di Prima. They'll have to go back to the Heat defense. That kick down low, Teixeira was there for it, but it goes out of play and it will be ambush ball. Only 3.7 seconds left as they're gonna have to race down. Drops it back to Paulo, and he'll just hold on to it and let the third quarter end as we are still knotted up at 1 after a goal by Victor France in the third quarter. Much better. Well, I shouldn't say much better. All 3 quarters have really been great for the ambush. Just there, they were able to finally break past Silva.
You saw, well, I don't know if you saw, but I saw at the end of that third quarter that the ambush players were applauding and clapping. They were up for it. They know that was a big quarter for them to get back into this game.
Don't fret over what you forget. With Schnucks Delivers, fresh groceries can be at your door in as little as 1 hour. You order, we shop, Schnucks Delivers. Sign up today.
On YouTube.
All right, it's time for the Schnucks apple toss. I'm going to pick an apple that lands in the basket or closest to it to win a $100 gift card from Schnucks. So get ready. Are you ready? All right, throw those apples. About 10 more seconds to get those apples in. Somebody's going to win a $100 gift card from Schnucks. If you hit me, you win nothing. All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm gonna have to go pick an apple. There's a couple apples in here. So the lucky apple is apple 310. If that's your apple, you can go to the merchandise stand and pick up your $100 gift card from Schnucks. And over here, we got the Perez Family Chiropractic. If you guys want a stress ball or some cool stuff, scream, yell, make some noise, get loud. They're throwing out some cool stuff. If you yell and scream and jump around.
And welcome back into the fourth quarter play here in Family Arena. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird along with you in this game, knotted up at 1 between the St. Louis ambush and the Harrisburg Heat. Is the ambush have been all over the Heat all game, only able to get one goal past them, but the chances just keep coming for the ambush.
Yeah, I've really not had to say much. I mean, the play on the field has been back and forwards, to and fro, goal scoring opportunities at each end. You know, you really let the play on the field paint its own picture. But this is a big 3 points for the ambush here. A win here tonight really sets them up going forward.
So it'll be the ambush starting with the ball to start this fourth quarter. Shots are 13-11 in favor of the ambush. They're trying to get their first win of the season here in front of their hometown crowd. Everton out there to start for the ambush for this fourth quarter, but it's immediately stolen by Harrisburg and taken right back by Pepe. Back to Paulo. Paulo has some room. Elects to give it over to Hernandez, and a long crossfield pass goes off the glass, and St. Louis will settle it. St. Louis with his back to the player. Drops it back for Hernandez, or for Everton rather. And back down for Almeida. Almeida being pressured off the boards, able to knock that up to France. Nice pass. Now Everton in front of his own bench, waits for a change. It's Gibson coming out. Gibson immediately goes into the box.
I was about to say, you know, with the game being so close that it is now in the fourth quarter, would we see Paulo come forward the way he has? But here he is now.
Paulo has moved up along with Everton. Everton tried to get it down to Hernandez, but a nice step up by Harrisburg. They try to cross that field kick. Goes off the glasses. They're trying to get that open netter as Paulo was racing back.
As I say, that's the danger, you know, with the goalkeeper running up the way he has been doing. In a close game such as this, the last thing you need is to make a mistake and Harrisburg capitalize on just an unforced turnover by the ambush.
Now Hundelt working in, tries a shot that goes hard off the boards. Now Tejera being pressured by Schmerman. He's able to get past him. He moves forward on 2-on-2. Going into the corner, a shot, and he just gets it past Paulo to make it 2-1 in favor of the Heat. His second of the game.
Massive goal by Val Teixeira. Absolutely massive goal.
For Teixeira, his second goal of the game, second of the season.
Just a bad turnover by the ambush in their offensive end. Teixeira takes a shot that looked pretty harmless. It looked like Paul almost got his leg on that. Just goes to the right of him and into the back of the net.
It was very, as you say, speculative shot. It didn't really seem to have a lot of power to it and just kind of crept under Paulo's body. It snuck in the near post. I think Paulo will be disappointed by that. He's played really well up to now, and to give it's a kind of a soft goal. I think the way Teixeira got away from Schmerman as well, I think a lot of credit has to go to Teixeira for blasting past Schmerman the way he did and managing to get the shot away, but a bit of a soft goal there to give up by the ambush.
So now it's 2-1 in favor of the Heat in the fourth quarter. Just over a minute gone by as it's a little touchdown to Ricardinho. He's tripped up by Hundelt, no call though.
I thought it was a good tackle by Hundelt, but Harrisburg players were screaming at the referee.
Kerstetter back on the field, had his leg injured earlier in the first half. Now gets it down to Freitas. Freitas has some room, instead gives it down low off the boards. Great chance by Miller, but it was deflected out by the ambush after a good save by Paulo.
And the Harrisburg Heat are going to play this game all day now. They're going to keep the ball, rest in possession, try and make the ambush run. The ambush know they need to make something, get something going now.
Silva just gave it all the way down to Paulo, who gets the reset for the ambush. Everton is not out there for the ambush. Instead, it's Hundelt giving it back to Paulo. Paulo has some space, kicks it down the court. Knocks it off the boards. Too far though, as the Heat are able to take over in their own box, still being pressured hard, and stepping up as Pepe getting it for the ambush. Now here's Everton off the bench. St. Louis will go for a change like Gibson on. Everton looking for the pass instead, touches it down for Apollo. Apollo being pressured hard, gets his hand up, no call though. As he went apart against Pardue. Now Everton off the boards, try to go in front as he had two men there for the ambush. Instead it's being fought for in the corner. Everton comes away with it, gets it over the shot, and it's a goal for Pepe.
Just what the ambush needed. Good work by Everton down there on the right-hand side in the corner.
An absolutely great shot. Got back to Pepe wide open at the top of the circle.
And he blasted it.
Oh, he just let it go into the top corner. And we once again have a tie game with 11:31 left in the fourth quarter. So the ambush, they kept that offensive pressure. They don't want this game to slip through their hands as they fire right back with a goal.
Ambush, equalizing goal.
Monster goal for the ambush. I can't reiterate that hard enough. You know, it would have been very easy when Teixeira scored that second goal for the ambush. Heads to dropping. Oh no, here we go again.
That's going to be Pepe's second goal of the season. Harrisburg immediately stirring up their offense, but Hernandez is quickly there to clear that out back towards midfield. Harrisburg keeping possession of it though. A nice stutter step move by Freitas. That brings him forward. Freitas comes in, tries a shot, goes wide. St. Louis there, great block in front. As that was Dos Santos who almost had a wide open net.
Heat foul number 19, Douglas
Apollo
Dos
with it.
Santos, his first.
He's going to give it out a little back and forth action between the two of them. A long pass up. Try to get it to France. France couldn't settle it though. Now Gibson there, stepping up is Hernandez, and Gibson's going to get to the loose ball. Goes back, Hundel has some space, tries the shot, goes hard off the glass. Gibson tries the header down low to France, and then Harrisburg deflected out of play. They're both arguing for a foul and the fact that it went off an ambush player. Neither of which will happen though, is it's going to be the ambush gain.
I think Gonzaga can be feel a little hard done to there as St. Louis pulled him down. Another one off the post for the ambush.
A couple great chances by the ambush in front, but all turned away by Silva. Oh, Harrisburg wants a call. They're going to get it as there's going to be a foul, or rather a handball. Just one player from each team is down. That's Everton slow to get up.
Well, we had everything there, didn't we? High boots, fouls, handballs.
A couple good saves by Silva. Now it's going to be Harrisburg's ball.
But you see Everton there just charging into that challenge. He knows what this game means to this ball club.
Now Silva going to start with it for Harrisburg. Nobody there for them, so it's taken over by Adamson. Try to get down low off the boards. Everton there, and now move forward to offense he has. France heads it towards the goal, but Silva easily catches that off the bounce. Move it up to Freitas. Freitas gets the ball stolen by France. There's going to be a foul on the ambush as he tripped up Freitas at the last second. The Heat will start with it again.
Ambush with all the play, all the opportunities, all the creation right now. They really have to make this pay, make this tell, and have the Harrisburg Heat.
Now moving in low. Good chance by Miller, but that goes wide of the net. Be kicked back out.
And they have
all
to,
the way down.
The ambush really have to restrict the Heat now to long-range shots, counter-attacks, keep them off the ball. The ambush have done really well today with their possession, keeping control of the ball and dictating the play.
Victor France out of nowhere with a steal. Gets it to Almeida and kick forward. France is going to have a race for it between him and Kerstetter. Instead, he'll elect to go for a change. The Bierche being pressured by Almeida has to give it back. Almost by their own goal. St. Louis applying a great press. Silva back in his own goal, being pressured by Burko. Now the pass up stolen by St. Louis. Second chance by Birche moves forward. Now going hard down now is Birche in front of the scorer's table. He's still down. They're going to call a whistle. There's going to be a foul on St. Louis. That was a big collision between Victor France and the Heat player who's down. Not sure who it is yet. Silva comes over to help him out, and he's not moving there as he seems to be in a good deal of pain. This replay, he sells it off his chest.
But you look, St. Louis comes in and he wins the ball though. I mean, he clattered the guy, but he won the ball. And I think the referee knew that, and that's why the challenge down at the center line wasn't a foul, because St. Louis dived in there and won the ball.
Number 14, Danny Dieprima. He's going to slowly head towards the bench. But a great header by St. Louis. Really used his height to get up there. Just barely got the tip of his head on the ball. Tried to move it forward for the ambush.
He won the ball.
So it'll be Harrisburg with the ball on the near side. Yellow line. They drop it back. Freitas with the chance. Goes off the glass over the net. Harrisburg with it again. They drop it back to their D-men. Freitas trying to get around St. Louis. Also being pressured by Burko. Elects to give it back to Kerstetter. Burko almost got the turnover. Now stepping up for the ambush is Acosta. But he just headed that right back to the Heat. Now Kerstetter had an open chance, gets it over to the far side in front. Great chance by Ricardino. Now in front, Silva had to race, or rather that was Paul that had to race back. It was blocked by a player in front, so the Heat will have to take over, make a couple changes in front of their own bench.
And as the ambush push forward looking for the winner, they're going to have to be careful they don't leave the back door open for the Heat. You know, the Heat have been very good this game at picking the pocket of the ambush as they push forward.
And DePrima tries the drop pass to Birche, but that goes way over the net into the netting.
Yeah, he's not picking any pocket with shots like that. But the ambush have done quite well, you know, of limiting Harrisburg. 2 shots from distance, which have been, you know, aside from the second goal that Teixeira snuck in the near post, the Paulo's dealt with pretty well.
And we will take a quick break as it's an official timeout on the field. 7:54 left in this fourth quarter. We are knotted up at 2. You're watching MASL Soccer on YouTube.
Please report to the Doro & Sons table on the concourse.
All right, it's time. We're going to play a little game here with Olivia. She has the opportunity to win 2 tickets to the Marcus Theaters. All right, you ready? Yeah. All right, here's your question. Marcus Theaters' question is going to be, which team did the ambush beat to win in the 1995 NPLS Championship? Now, I know this is well before you're born, so help her out. Milwaukee Wave, Baltimore Blast, or the Harrisburg Heat?
The Harrisburg Heat.
Whoa, she answered that super quick. She said Harrisburg Heat. She's right. She gets 2 tickets to Marcus Warenberg Theaters right there. Say, go ambush.
Go ambush.
And welcome back into the Fame Arena, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird alongside you. 7:54 left in this 2-2 game. As the Ambush are looking to get their first win of the season against the Harrisburg Heat. The Heat played last night, lost to Cedar Rapids by the score of 8-6. So it's going to be Heat ball in their own end, or rather, Ambush ball. Going to be Paula starting with a little starter step, tried to throw it all the way up to Gibson, but stolen by the Heat. That's a handball
Handball against the Heat.
by Harrisburg.
And we have encroachment warning against the Heat.
There's an encroachment warning. Everton immediately started that. I don't know about that. He tried to do it so fast. Teixeira really had no time to even move. He just really kicked it in.
Teixeira is a wily old character, though. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was getting in the way. He knew Everton wanted to start a quick break. Teixeira just got in the way. He knew what he was doing. But he had a way of doing it and making it look like he didn't mean to do it. And don't think for a minute Everton wouldn't have done the same thing if it was on the other. The shoe was on the other foot.
It's going to be free toss starting with it for the Heat. It's blocked by Adamson now against the boards. Able to poke out to Gibson. Gibson taken down, no call though, as the Heat get possession and move it back to their defense. Now Silva with it, gets up the free toss in front of the penalty box. Nice spinorama around Pantalera. Gets it in low, good chance, just over the net by Miller.
That was a great chance. Great chance. He will want that back. Just as Baker will want that one-on-one on the power kill, on the penalty kill, Miller will want that back.
That'll be the ambush starting back up. Everton gets at the Paulo, so they'll just go neck and neck as they move forward. Paulo gets a little bit further now, spinning around off a couple good attempts to take it away by Ramos. Kicks it down low. Now Almeida tried to back into the goal, but it was kicked away by the Heat. Back to midfield for Everton.
So Almeida was just going to try and turn him and get something away there, but he just wasn't able to. Good defense by Harrisburg.
A good steal by Pepe. Very clean to Almeida. Down to Victor France. He tries a chance and a great save by Silva.
Good save by Silva. Again, the ambush in the second half have done a really good job of getting the shots on goal. Just like I said at halftime, make the goalkeeper make a save, and they've done that really well in the second half.
Quicker moving forward is Pepe. Trying to cut around one defender, gives it over to France. France cuts towards the middle and instead elects to give it down to Pepe. Pepe off the boards in front. He had Gibson, but stolen by Harrisburg. Back out to midfield. Everton hard off the glass for Gibson. Gibson looking towards the boards. Gets it in, Almeida settles it. Couldn't get a chance. Now a shot. Hits his arm. No call though, as he seems to be hurt. He immediately gets up, but it's going to be a foul on Almeida. He was in tight, made a collision with Silva.
Almeida was through. He was through. He just couldn't get a shot away. Really good chance.
And Ricardinho off the boards, try to get forward. Everton gets tripped up. It's going to be a handball actually on Harrisburg. Once again, the second time this has happened, Everton immediately starts it back up, touched by a Heat player, so he'll get a new free kick. So he uses that time to call Paulo up. Over Victor France. France drops it back for Paulo, moving forward now. Over for Almeida. That's Everton rather. Everton knocks it forward. Try to get to Gibson, knocks off a panel glass in front. Gibson has a chance but couldn't race there as Silva beat him. A long heave by Silva, goes all the way down. Nobody could get a head on it. Teixeira tried to keep it in by heading it back in towards the playing area, but goes out of play. Everton will start with it for St. Louis. Paulo with just over 5 to play.
Big 5 minutes here for this game.
Quickly moving up is Nestor Hernandez. He's all alone, tries the chance. St. Louis couldn't find it. Now in front again, Hernandez. This shot almost tipped on net by Hundelt.
Unlucky Dylan Hundelt. Just got his toe onto it. I mean, he did all he could with it, and he just hit the upper 90.
We'll go for Hundelt, and then back to Everton. He'll go for a change. Is racing off it is Schmerman. Schmerman had wheels the second he left the bench. Drops it back to Everton. Everton, a kick goes off the glass. Now Schmerman, another chance, goes off the boards. Try to get to Pantalera. stolen by Tejera. All the way down. Schmerman up against it with Freitas. Freitas comes away, tries to cut to the inside. Both of them go down. No call, though. So we'll go out to Pantalera. Pantalera in his first game as an ambush. Comes in, just shoots it over the net. St. Louis able to get to Everton. Going for a change. There's a couple ambush players, so we'll have to wait till they're back at 5v5. 3:45 left. It's going to be Schmerman knocking it down low. Stolen by the Heat. Now loose ball in front. It's going to be taken by the ambush.
It's all ambush. It's all ambush. It just concerns me, though, that they're going to leave the door open at the back because Harrisburg are quick.
It's going to be drop back chance for Mattingly. He got the shot off, but it was blocked in front. Now, moving forward is Harrisburg, but looks like there's going to be a foul on Gibson.
They're quick, but I think Harrisburg are kind of running on fumes. You know, they played a hard game last night. They played a hard game here. And I think maybe that's their game plan, you know, to hit St. Louis on the break. Know that they can't go toe-to-toe with them speed-wise right now. You know, stamina-wise. That let St. Louis have the ball. Let St. Louis have all the pressure, but then we'll hit them and hit them hard on the break.
Harrisburg had a chance, but that's gobbled up by Paulo. Back and forth between him and Everton. Paulo, a long kick up, just a bit too far for, as St. Louis was racing for it, but he catches there first. Gives it back to Almeida. Almeida.
Everton screaming for the ball on the left-hand side.
Couple nice moves that try to get through, knocked down on the way through. No call, though, as it will go all the way back for Pepe. And Pepe will just drop it back for Paulo, who has some room to carry it, so he will. Gets up to Everton. Off the boards for France. France knocked down hard. That's a pretty easy foul.
That was on number 12, David Miller, his first of the half.
Now Everton quickly resetting up this time. Miller's going to give him some space. Directs the offense and pulls Paulo up. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left as Paulo moves in. Gets it for St. Louis, then back to Paulo. Reminder, we're tied 2-2. We will go to a golden goal 10-minute overtime if nobody scores within the next 2 minutes. Now it's on the near side. It's going to be St. Louis dropping it back for Victor France. France cuts to the middle. Shot blocked in front. Still possession kept by the ambush. That was Everton being pushed up against the boards.
There you go!
And they get the goal in front. A great chance by the ambush, and they take the lead.
Stefan St. Louis with the original shot. I think it was going wide, but Almeida was there at the back post just to knock it in. No less than the ambush have deserved in this game. Absolutely no less than they've deserved in this game.
That's exactly what they needed. Finally get their first lead of the game. Looking at the replay in the corner, a lot of men go down. Everton goes down, gives it up front. St. Louis had all the time in the world. It may have been deflected at the last second, as that was Almeida in front.
I think he was going in anyway, but Almeida made sure.
Second of the season, scored by number 10, Lucas Almeida.
And they are going to give that to Almeida. He was right at the post. Just gave that last little touch just to make sure it gets in.
I don't think St. Louis cares. As long as it went in, he doesn't mind. You know, the 3 points is way more important than who gets credited for that goal.
So a 3-2 lead for the ambush as the goalie is pulled, or Silva is out. Defense is set up for St. Louis. Harrisburg working around, cuts in front. No one was there though, as Paulo was ready the entire time.
As much as the team celebrated that goal, this game is not over. There's still 1 minute and 20 seconds left to close this game out. Don't do anything silly.
That was a good chance for Gonzaga. That's going to be thrown all the way down by Paulo. Just goes wide. I can't imagine that could be a goal.
No, but he did take off 20 seconds of the clock, which is probably just as valuable right now for the ambush.
Well, less than a minute left. Ambush able to clear it out. Back to Gonzaga. Gonzaga knocks off the boards. It's stolen by the ambush. Pepe with it. Moves forward. He's going to be tripped, and that's going to be a foul. It will be ambush ball with 41 seconds left.
That was on 19, Douglas Santos. His second.
I can't state it enough. It's the biggest 40 seconds of the season so far for the ambush.
Hey fans, reminder the next ambush game is in Cedar Rapids.
Ambush player is down right in front of the penalty area.
And don't forget to stick around for the autograph session coming up here after the game.
Slow to get up his Pepe, so he's going to head to the bench.
Please do not jump over the board. Also, don't forget Star Wars Night coming up here on Friday, December the 8th, 7:35 here at the Family Arena. For more information, call the ambush.
Pepe's going to have to come out, so that sends out Hundelt.
6-3 against Star Wars Night.
Show the replay right in front, trying to move forward. That's a big kick right against his left leg. Pepe went down hard.
There we go, family. Let me hear you now.
He's going to go behind the bench, but the ambush have the ball. It knocks off a fan by the glass. They're not going to call that, though. Now they will. As it hit a panel glass, then a fan right on the side. So that will be Harrisburg ball.
Let's go.
Closing seconds as Silva moves up.
30 seconds.
Moves it over Gonzaga. Back to Silva, over to Gonzaga. They need to get a shot off with just 25 seconds. They try to get it down low. Stolen by the ambush and cleared out by Hundelt. Too far, though. And it goes out of play.
And I think the Harrisburg Heat now are going to get a free kick at the top of the box. If they can't make anything work here, it could be ball game. Well, the ambush going on a 3-game road swing. You know, to go on a road swing, 3 big games with a win under the belt would be huge.
Right before they're about to take that kick, they will take a timeout with 19.5 seconds left. It's the ambush leading the Heat by the score of 3-2. We'll step aside and be right back. We're listening to NASL Soccer
out here
on YouTube.
There's no law of gravity. It's okay to break things. And ropes aren't just for tying knots. Out here, we're Boy Scouts.
Scout it out.
.5 seconds remain in the fourth quarter, where the St. Louis Ambush lead by the score of 3-2. It's going to be a free kick for the Heat. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird along with you. As they're going to give the goalie jersey to Freitas. He's just going to turn that inside out, and he's going to, looks like he's going to at least start with it. He's got one man to his right, though. A little stutter step, drops it back. Pass over for Gonzaga. Great chance by Paulo. Goes back. Now Freitas with it, 10 seconds remaining. Needs to get a quick shot off Gonzaga in front. Great chance, rebound, they score! 5.2 remaining and it's a tie game.
Well, can you believe that? After a massive save from Paulo, in the second phase of play, the Harrisburg Heat, with 5 seconds left, tie the game.
Well, an unfortunate break for the Ambush, who are playing great defensively the entire time, able to clear it out well. Unfortunately, mistake by Hundelt, kicks it too far out of bounds, leads to that free kick. You can see the sense of urgency. Gonzaga got it over. Then in front, no one was covering it, as that was Hundelt sliding at the last second. But a great goal by the Heat to tie it up, and we will head to overtime here in the Family Arena. Once again, the rules for overtime, it is going to be a golden goal. 10 minutes after this quick intermission. Then if there are no goals scored after those 10 minutes, we will go to penalty kicks. A 3-round penalty kick opportunity, and we will be right back. You're watching MASL Soccer on YouTube.
Ready for anything. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
Welcome back into the Family Arena, ladies and gentlemen, for overtime between the Harrisburg Heat and the St. Louis Ambush. Tied up at 3, Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird along with you. After that late goal by the Ambush, it was immediately answered by an even later goal by the Heat with just 5.2 remaining.
And you went from jubilation to despair. Almeida's goal.
All right, who wants
with 2
a
minutes to
t-shirt?
go.
Brought to you by
You have to have thought that the Ambush had won the game.
We're getting ready for the
With
7th
5.2
overtime.
seconds
If you want
left,
one of these t-shirts, let me hear you make
the
some
3
noise.
points has just vanished. And I'm not a betting man, but Harrisburg Heat have got to feel like they've got out of jail with this one. And it's totally all to play for now. I mean, this is a toss-up.
Now, what are you saying if you're Everton in that huddle, or Swanner for that matter? You just had all your momentum just drained from you. How are you going to answer back?
If I was Everton, I'd say, look, guys, you've been the better team for 60 minutes here. The chances will come. You've been putting the ball on frame for the second half. Keep doing what you were doing. You are the better team. Just go out and show it again.
Harrisburg is going to start with the ball in this sudden death overtime. It's going to be Tejera starting with it as they set the clock to 10 minutes. Looking at the Ambush players on there, not seeing Everton. You're not seeing Pepe, you're not seeing Almeida. As Adamson will get it for the Ambush, immediately stolen the other way. Tejera comes in for the Heat. Pulls back, cuts in front to Freitas. Freitas, a couple nice moves into Tejera. Great save by Paulo, and it just goes over the net and out of play.
I don't know if Paulo realized that was going over at first. He looked extremely concerned. But a save nonetheless.
And it's going to be a corner for the Heat. With 17 seconds gone by. Drops it back. Freitas with the chance. Blocked in front by Huntel. And goes out of play. Will once again be a corner for Harrisburg. Oh, streaking in the shot, and it's a goal. And the overtime winner for Ricardinho. And just like that, the Heat steal this game from the Ambush.
You said it. They stole it. They stole it. You know, a consummate away game played by the Harrisburg Heat. Smash and grab. They came in here. They stuck with it. And they get out of here with 3 points with the overtime winner.
You know, you mentioned it just a couple minutes ago, going into a 3-game road trip. What does this do now for this 3-game road trip? You obviously have more fight, and those become more of a must-win for your team.
That's why Everton's a coach, and that's why I sit up here talking. You know, it'll take a lot of good words, motivational words, to pick these players up from this.
And that's where we leave you. The Harrisburg Heat defeat the St. Louis Ambush in sudden death overtime. They get a tying goal with 5 seconds to go, then get the equalizer just 22 seconds into overtime and defeat the Ambush on their home field. Is for Matt Bird. I'm Patrick Kelly. We'll see you guys later. You've been listening to MASL Soccer on YouTube.
Out here, there's no law of gravity. It's okay to break things. And ropes aren't just for tying knots. Out here, we're Boy Scouts.